Hey everyone, Ben here. Wanted to talk to you about this crypto bloodbath that's taking place and how it relates to the ICOs that we're in. Here on CoinMarketCap, looking at the top 100 coins, Bitcoin of course down 23%. You keep scrolling, everything's down at least 20%. Okay, Tether we know doesn't move, but everything else for the most part 20% or worse. There's only one coin that I've seen that's not down today, the top 100. Where's that coming up here? XPlay, I don't even know what that is. They, for some reason, are up, but everything else is just crashing. And we know that most of this moves with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down $10,000 over the past month. We saw sub $6,000 pricing today. And man, they've lost a lot in market value. Let's see, circulating supply 16 million coins, market cap 105 billion. So for those that don't know, what's market cap? Market cap is the current price times the supply, and we know that there's a higher supply than 16 million for Bitcoin, and they calculate this. We could go into that someday, how they come up with this number, but that's what these numbers should multiply out to. The 6,000 per coin times 16 million coins gets you to 105 billion market cap. And for all the cryptocurrencies, at least that CoinMarketCap follows, which is 1,514 currencies, the total market cap is about 300 billion. Now, this is an interesting number. About a month, beginning of January, the market cap for all the cryptocurrencies was around 800 billion. So we've gone from, in just about a month, a total market capitalization of 800 billion down to below 300 billion. I mean, that is huge. Now, one thing I want to point out, while these things are crashing, with how low the market cap is now, 105 billion sounds like a lot to you and me, and 300 billion sounds like a lot to you and me. Let's just pick one popular stock, Apple. What's their market cap? About 800 billion. So, but early January, all the cryptocurrencies together equaled about the same market cap value of just one popular stock, Apple. So with how low these market caps are, it's easy for institutions and other buyers and sellers to push the price of these things around quite a bit in a fashion that maybe you aren't used to seeing. And of course, we know that futures trading opened up in the US recently, and that may also be a factor in what's going on here. Here on GDAX, let's see, 5-minute bars, let's look at 1 day. I mean, this stuff is just, it's moving around quick. These buys and sells moving around fast, and I was watching this for about a half hour. It was interesting. In 30 seconds or less, you'd see a 10% swing sometimes in price. Just the volume and the price swings have just been ridiculous. So, how long is this going to go on for? This can't continue very long. I mean, if it does, Bitcoin at least will go down to zero, and I don't think that'll happen, but it can't keep dropping at this rate. At some point, it's going to level out. It'll find resistance at some price. I personally didn't think it'd go less than 5,000, but this is moving quick. It could go a little bit lower. At that point, we'll probably see some ranging between a couple dollar values, and that could go on for, who knows, 3 months, 6 months, a year. We've seen that before in Bitcoin, and then it'll start to recover. But all that to say, that's bad for us, right? Monyx opened today, their exchange, and if we look for the day, what do we have? Volume, about 10 Bitcoin worth of volume, not very much, and most of you weren't able to probably sell. I've got a couple of my sell orders in at the price points I talked about. If I had $1,000 invested, once my coin was worth 5,000, I'd pull out my initial 5,000, and then once the initial lot was worth 10,000, I'd pull out another 2. So I've got those orders in here. Obviously, those prices didn't exactly happen, and nor was there any volume to sell anything. Take note here, bids. This is what people want to sell their coin at on the ask side or the buy side. There's nothing. So if there's no one buying, it doesn't matter what your sell price is, you're not going to be able to realize any profits from your coin. If I'm selling cars, it doesn't matter if I'm selling cars at $5 or $50,000. If no one wants to buy a car, it's irrelevant. Nobody wants to buy Monetize right now. Monyx. Monetize we'll talk about some other time, but Monyx, nobody wants to buy it. Really, from the time that Monyx opened their ICO till today, In that time frame, the worst day you could have possibly opened an exchange was today, right? This is not Monyx's fault. This just, it's not good. Bitcoin, BitConnect scammed, and then follow that up with this beating that Bitcoin and cryptos are taking today. And there's no surprise that there's no one risking coin right now to get into this lending platform with how much Bitcoin's just crashing. Why would someone, seeing all the fear that's out there, go buy Bitcoin, transfer it over to Monyx, and get in when, well, there's no lending, there's no way to get out of it. Even if you bought a coin, they're stuck in a hard place. Same with Libra coin. Libra coin still getting dividends on their exchange. They've now dried up their volume about 2 BTC today. And of course, I've not been able to pull anything else out. And again, you see on the sell side, you see all these orders placed. On the buy side, you see nothing. There's very little volume throughout the day. A little bit here and there. I've not been able to sell anymore. I was able to sell 0.22 coins on the day the exchange opened. So what does this mean for us long term? Well, unfortunately, it's going to be a waiting game. These ICOs have a tough problem in that there's a whole bunch of them. It's hard to pick them out, which ones are going to do well, which ones are going to do bad. Couple that with BitConnect scamming and this bloodshed happening in the cryptocurrencies. It's going to be a waiting game right now. So I almost recommend to these guys, and I don't know if anyone would consider it, but and you'd have to market it correctly, otherwise the community would backlash. They need to consider stop paying out these daily dividends, and I'll explain why. I lent about $2,000. They're paying me almost 2% a day, so that interest accrues. Today I got $41, total earnings of $166. Well, myself and anyone else that's lending wants to realize this $166, i.e. I would like to convert $166 to Libra coin. I'd like to go over to this exchange, sell it, and pull out my $166. Clearly, I can't do that. The longer there's no interest in these coins, for now, because of all the fear, and the longer people are paid in interest, all you're doing is producing more and more sellers, right? I'm going to be a new seller when I try to realize this dividend. Take it over to the exchange and try and sell. There'll continue to be no buyers. As soon as there is a buyer, as long as a price floor isn't there, the coin price will just crash. It'll go down to 10 cents, 5 cents, 1 cent or less, because of market supply and demand. So to prevent that from happening, it'd almost be better if these guys said, hey, because of the current situation with cryptocurrencies and ICOs and lending platforms, we are going to let you keep your interest. We're going to do a capital release. You can either take it back in USD and hold it on our exchange or on our platform, or you can choose to take it in coin. And we're going to work on polishing off our servers, polishing off our exchanges, our lending platforms, whatever other incentives they have, and then keep in good contact with us. And then as this bloodshed starts to dry up, like I said, it can't go on forever at this rate, otherwise everything will be worth nothing, and that's not going to happen. Once this stuff starts to settle off, starts to range, find support at a certain price, come back and say, hey guys, we've finished off our websites, we finished off our servers, everything's good to go. Now we're going to execute our hardcore marketing campaign to get interest in these platforms. And then you start to do the incentives at that point. On a certain date, we're going to allow, kind of like what Lend Connect did, 5% return per day for a few days, a week, whatever. I mean, when you look at Lend Connect, let's see if I can zoom out here. This whole spike that took place here, this was we're going to give you 5% per day if you lend. So what happened? Clearly this is pre BitConnect scamming, but people are like, oh, holy crap, 5% per day. I'll move my Bitcoin over. I'm going to buy some LCT, and then I'm going to transfer it over to the exchange or to the lending platform and get my 5%. Well, buyers, jack the price up. They can figure something out, but they're gonna kill their coin if they continue to pay dividends and have no way for anyone to realize those dividends. As soon as there's an opportunity to actually realize your dividend, because there's 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 buyers, the price is just going to crash. So that may be an unpopular suggestion, but if they don't do something to manage this, then they're going to have a real issue on their hands. I guess another way to do it would be to reduce the dividend to some low number. I don't even think that's really going to help. They just need to be honest with everybody, explain what they're doing, why they're doing it, and explain their plan to success. Now, one ICO or lending platform you can realize your dividends does happen to be LendConnect right now. Now their price has crashed, and we'll talk about that some more later in the week. Their price has gone down with the rest of the cryptocurrencies, but they're still paying out a fairly good dividend, and there is a fee to remove that dividend after it's converted to LCT coin and pull it out to coin exchange. But you can do it. You can get your dividend, you can convert it to coin, you can bring it over to coin exchange, and you can sell it. Now the volume is starting to dry up. Let's see, their 24-hour volume, 36 BTC, but hey, that's certainly a lot better than Monyx, which opened today, and Libra coin. You can actually realize those dividends that you're being paid. So, in short, doesn't feel good. This does not feel good. It's not helpful to these platforms. These platforms need to slow down and take a hard look at what they're going to do. You know, guys like BitAI, like Thorn, they still have some time to observe what's happening right now and come up with a game plan. They probably need to make a shift in what they're going to do and communicate it to everybody. We'll keep doing update videos on these ICOs where they're at. Not going to probably promote too many at this point. I'm going to take a step back, see what happens with the markets. We need to let this settle down before we go down some path of getting into something new or big or shelling out a bunch of money for ICOs, lending platforms. We need to see what happens here, because none of them will be successful unless something happens with a roadmap that makes sense, a shift in philosophy, and marry that up with some increased confidence in these cryptocurrencies, because right now it's not looking like there's much confidence. And of course, the stock market took a good beating today too. So all these things coming at once is the reason why we have no buyers on these ICOs, right? Libra, no buyers for a couple days now. Monyx just opened today, no buyers. Hopefully that makes sense. We're going to probably still put out some educational content, and we've got a what is staking video coming up. While we're waiting for ICOs, let us know in the comments, like, subscribe, tell us what you want to see. We'll build a list of some content we can talk about. Hey, maybe you're curious, here on GDAX, what do all these flashy numbers mean? What do all these bars mean? What does stuff like this mean? This is all market structure stuff we can explain. While we're waiting for the markets to settle down, we could take some time out and talk about educational stuff some more. If that's of interest, let us know.